Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you're all fine, children. Okay, now your sock puppet is going to tell you some interesting facts about India. Just sit back and listen, children. Hello, children. Good morning. Today I am going to tell you some interesting facts about India. India is a country, you all know this, and there are many unknown facts we do not know about India. Okay, children, some of the facts I am going to tell you now. Carefully listen. Chess was invented in India. The place value system and the decimal system were developed in India in 100 BC. India has the largest number of post offices in the world. India exports software to 90 countries. Can you believe this, children? Islam is India's and the world's second largest religion. Until 1896, India was the only source of diamonds in the world. The largest employer in India is the Indian Railways, employing over 1 million people. Martial arts were first created in India and later spread to Asia by the Buddhist missionaries. Yoga has its origins in India and has existed over 5,000 years. There are many other facts, children. I will tell you some other time. Thank you. Now, shall we have a small recap of the last lesson, children? We learnt about resources, no? Shall I just do a small recap for you so that you remember it? Okay. We learnt that anything that fulfills human needs can be called a resource. Then, resources provided directly from nature are called as natural resources, and all living things are biotic resources, all non-living things are abiotic resources. Then we again learnt about man-made resources, we learnt about human resources, then we learnt about the Gandhian thought on resources, then we learnt about resource planning and management. We also learnt about how to conserve resources, and we learnt about the 3 R's. You remember what the 3 R's are? Yes, reduce, reuse and recycle. Okay, children. Okay, now did you all write the assignment, children, which I gave you last time? You remember the assignment? I had asked you what are the natural resources you use to lay a road. Okay, have you all written it, children? Okay, now I will tell you my answer. Okay, what I have written is, for paving a road we need asphalt and concrete. Now what is asphalt, children? Asphalt uses an oil made substance called as bitumen to make the sand and the pieces of rock to stick together so that it can be used to pave the road. Okay, that is what I have written. Now, today our lesson is about national symbols of India. Okay, now first we are going to learn about the natural national symbols. We have got some natural national symbols, so we are going to learn about it. You are all very familiar now, children, with all the national symbols of India. So nothing is new to you. I am just telling it to you again. Okay. So the banyan tree is a symbol, is our national tree. Okay. The banyan tree is our national tree. It was declared as our national tree in the year 1950, and it is a symbol of pride and has got many medicinal values. You all know that, no? The banyan tree is very useful to us. Have you seen a banyan tree, children? Okay. Now, next we are going to learn about the national bird. What is the national bird, children? Yes, I can hear all of you telling the answer. The peacock is our national bird. And in the year 1963, the peacock was declared as our national bird, and it is a native of Asia. We can see peacocks in our state also. It's a native of Asia, and they say that it is the only bird which has a tail. How many of you have seen the peacock dancing in the rain? It stretches its tail and it dances in the rain. Okay. So the next one is river. The national river of India is River Ganga. I don't know how many of you know it. The national river of India is River Ganga. It is a perennial river. What is the meaning of perennial, children? It has got water throughout the year. Okay. It never dries up. So it is called as a perennial river, and many royal capitals are found on the banks of this river. Okay, many places are found on the banks of this river. The next one is our aquatic animal, which is our national aquatic animal. The river dolphin is our aquatic animal. So long we would have all been thinking that dolphins are seen only in foreign countries, but dolphins are also found in Indian rivers also. Okay, and what is the national reptile of India? The national reptile of India is the, yes, tell me, which is the national reptile of India? King cobra. You all know, no? It is a very venomous snake. What is the meaning of venomous, children? Venomous means poisonous snake. Okay, it's a very poisonous snake, and it is the world's largest venomous snake, and it lives in the rainforests and the plains of India. Where does it live? In the rainforests and the plains of India. Next we are going to learn about our national flower. Which is our national flower, children? You all know, no? That though it grows in muddy water, it looks very beautiful and it is pink in color. So what is our national flower? Our national flower is the lotus. Okay, the national flower is a lotus. And then tiger. It is the largest cat species, and in 1973 it was declared as the national animal of India, and India has 70% of the tiger population in the world. Okay, 70% of the world tiger population is found in India only. And the next is elephant. Elephant is also our national animal. It is the heritage animal of India, and it is a native to the mainland Asia, and it plays a very important role in maintaining the forests. Okay, it plays a very critical role in maintaining the forests. Okay, children, now all these are our national symbols of India. Will you remember it? Okay. Now we are going to learn about the other national symbols of India. You are familiar with all of them. So first I am going to tell you about the national flag. Okay. Now, do you know how many colors the national flag has got, children? You all know the colors, no? We have got 3 colors in the national flag. What are they? Saffron, green and white. Do you know what the colors represent, children? What does saffron represent? Saffron represents valor and sacrifice. And then the green at the bottom, it represents fertility and prosperity. And the white band in the middle, it represents honesty, peace and purity. Have you seen the Ashoka Chakra in the middle, children? Which is navy blue in color. What does the Ashoka Chakra represent? It represents truth and peace. Will you remember, children, all this? It represents truth and peace. Now, who designed the national flag, children? Any idea? Who designed the national flag? Okay. Now, a man called as Pingali Vengaya, he was the one who designed our national flag. Okay. You all know, do you know how many spokes are found in the Ashoka Chakra, which is found in the middle of the national flag? It has got 24 spokes in it. And the first flag ever flown after independence is still stored in the Chennai Fort Museum. So if you go there, you can still see the Chennai Fort Museum. You can still see the first flag which was flown after we got our independence. Okay. And now listen, I'm going to tell you something very interesting. Okay. During our national festivals in school, all of you have been given a flag to pin on to your t-shirt, to your shirt or your pinafore. And I have seen some of you pinning it upside down. Now how will you remember, children, how to pin the flag? Just think about the food we eat, okay, especially the food we eat in marriages. They lay a green banana leaf, then they put rice on it, and then they pour the kolambu on it, no? So remember like that. So first green, then the white, and then the saffron. If you remember this, you will easily know how to pin your national flag. Is it correct, children? Okay, now we will move on, okay? Now I am going to tell you about our national emblem, okay? Have you all seen the national emblem? So, the 4 lions and on top of the Ashoka pillar at Sarnath was chosen to be our national emblem, okay? And what is inscribed on it? Satyameva Jayate has been inscribed on it. What is the meaning of Satyameva Jayate, children? The meaning is truth alone triumphs. Okay. And the national emblem consists of two parts, the upper part and the lower part. The upper part has 4 lions facing north, south, east and west. This is on a circular platform. So, we can see only 3 lions at a time. We cannot see all the 4 lions at the same time, okay? Because it's on a circular platform, we can only see 3 lions at a time. And then the lower part has got some animals on it, inscribed on it, okay? It has got an elephant, a horse, a bull and a lion. The wheel of righteousness is placed between them. The wheel of righteousness is placed between them, okay? And the national, where do we find the national emblem, children? The national emblem is found on the top of all the government communications, and then it is also seen in the Indian currency, and it is also found in the front page of our passport. If your mother or father has a passport, you can take and see, children. Okay. Now we are going to learn about our national anthem. You all know our national anthem is Jana Gana Mana. We sing it during our assemblies in school, and you also know the full song, no children. You all know how to sing it. Okay. So what does it symbolize, children? It symbolizes the sovereignty and the integrity of our nation. Okay. And then who wrote the national anthem? The national anthem was written by Rabindranath Tagore. And one important thing you must remember about the national anthem is there are some rules which have to be followed when we sing the national anthem. Okay, what are the rules? You all already know. We have learnt it in school. The anthem has to be sung within a duration of 52 seconds. I think this information is new to you. We don't follow it usually. So, one important rule is that it has to be sung within 52 seconds. And then everyone should stand erect while singing the national anthem, and one should understand the meaning of the anthem while we are singing it. Okay? The meaning of the anthem should be understood when we sing it. Now I am going to tell you about our national song, children. Our national song is Vande Mataram. Do you all know it? Okay. It was written by a man called as Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, and the national song was first sung by Rabindranath Tagore in a Congress meeting. Okay, in a National Congress meeting in the year 1896. That is about our national song. Now I am going to tell you about our national pledge, children. You all know what our national pledge is, no? We say it in the assembly every first Wednesdays. You remember it? We say, India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. That is our national pledge, children. And who wrote the national pledge? It was written by a man called as Venkata Subba Rao in Telugu, and later it was translated into other languages. Okay, our national pledge was originally written in Telugu, and later it was translated into other languages. And next we are going to learn about our national festivals. We celebrate 3 national days. What are they? Our Independence Day, our Republic Day and our Gandhi Jayanti. Independence Day is celebrated on August 15th. You all know it. Republic Day is celebrated on the 26th of January, and Gandhi Jayanti is celebrated on October 2nd. It is also celebrated as Gandhi's birthday as well as a day of non-violence. Okay. So remember it. Gandhi Jayanti is also celebrated as a day of non-violence. Okay, children. That is all for your lesson today. Now for your assignment, children, I have given you an assignment. You have to write about 5 lines about who has been given the right to make the national flag, and according to our law, what material should it be made up of. Okay, what material should be used to make the national flag, and who has been given the right to make the national flag. Will you write, children? All of you write your assignment in your social notebook. We'll discuss about it in our next class. Okay, children? Now, don't forget to write your test and play your Kahoot. Watch the recorded lesson. Go through your lesson at least twice, and also watch the supplementary video. Okay? Don't miss out the tests and the Kahoots, children. Be very careful. Will you all play? Will you all write your test? Will you all watch the videos? Okay. That is all today for today, children. Bye.